Welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. We have 30 listings coming off the weekend, and it's going to be a hot one today. So stay tuned for the one on Cook, which is the perfect remedy for a hot day. So let's get started. Now, I resorted the properties by price order. You can do that right in the first part of the email. Just click the price column, and it'll set them up. Now, this one on Steeles here, so it's right at Steeles in Peru. The train tracks are right behind, so you will hear the train for sure. You're on a septic tank, but you're on municipal water, so there's no well water here. Anyway, it's a small house. There's nothing fancy about these. There's 2 bedrooms, 1 washroom, but they always tend to get a lot of interest because there's buyers that for a freehold home, this is their budget, $350, $360. That's all they can spend. So that's why these tend to get a lot of action. That's your front door. Old homes, like these are 100-plus-year-old homes. As far as I can tell from conversations with Councillor Colin Best, at one point I think these were residences for workers years and years and years ago, and then they eventually turned into homes. But this was almost like dormitory residence. You've got kind of in the back like a bit of a kind of a driveway, and then behind there's the train track. So I don't know, like it's nothing fancy, right? You've got 2 bedrooms, just 1 washroom, and it's on the 2nd floor. So you deal with the same kind of thing that we talked about on Glebe. If the main floor, if you need that space, got to move the bathroom upstairs. But remember, with homes of this age, you're dealing with potential knob and tube issues with the wiring, which means basically ungrounded wires. So you want to check those out. Even if the outlets are modern, I've seen where they have the 2 wires, but there's nothing attached to the ground. So you think it's been replaced, but maybe it hasn't. It's also hard to get to the knob and tube up in the ceilings too. So if you see an original ceiling up there, then you know there may be some concern. So plumbing, you got to watch for things there. You need a good home inspector on something like this, but the price point sometimes creates activity so that it's not always possible to get a successful offer with a home inspection included. If there's multiple offers, there's obviously pressure to remove conditions, but you got to protect yourself at the same time. So overall, great price point for a buyer. Just don't expect fancy. So this one on Baverstock is the same price actually as another same model for $650 that has a nice impression online, but when you go check it out, there's definitely flaws in workmanship. Interesting, they didn't put a picture of the house. I think it would have showcased the end unit a little bit more. What I like about any home that has this here, this almost becomes a piece of art. The standard for a builder is a half window, but when you go full, when you do the door insert and it looks good, not only does it give you better curb appeal, but it also creates a really nice impression inside the house. And the way this one is set up is you pretty much walk into your living room. So this really is like a piece of wall art, pardon me. And the rest of the home looks pretty good. 1570 square foot end unit town, should drift closer to that kind of 650 mark. So I think at 595, it's pretty aggressively priced. Nice landscaping in the backyard, and they are holding back on offers. Let me just find the date here. They're holding back until Wednesday, June 14th at 7 o'clock p.m. Now, I like this one on Lamont because there's a lot of living space. This is probably like 1,800 square feet, 2-car parking in the driveway. For $599, this is a lot of value. So you've got extra pantry space here. I just think there's more home here than you can find in a lot of others. And the best part is that they're not holding back on offers. Also, this area here usually has a walkout to the backyard. There's a grade level door here too. So if somebody was thinking about renting the basement, I don't know what kind of access there is through the back here, but you've got potential options there, because the garage door comes directly into the house, and then you've got, access out to the yard too. So there's some things here that are good. That means you lose access on the second floor, but it may be kind of a workaround even for an in-law suite too. The fact that you could really access that basement, I'm thinking more even for like an older relative. You could have somebody, set up I don't even know if you'd put a kitchen, but if there's a bathroom and a living area and they don't need to use stairs unless they go up to eat, that could work for some people too. So price point for this size, fantastic. Okay, so Hobbs Crescent, $689, and this home looks kind of half vacant, but it is, I guess there's people living here. Wallpaper right beside a stone wall is probably not the best design thing, especially when you've got some more stone in the fireplace too. I think you need to have kind of a calm wall if you're going to have something that's really, especially with the intricate colors in the stone. And then they have a different backsplash in the kitchen, so there's just a lot of elements that are kind of working, I don't want to say against each other, but they're kind of in conflict. Even the color here, so you have a brown tile, but then you have like a gray tile on the wall. I don't know how the colors really match up on something like that. So it's almost more work to fix things like that than to just have a basic home. Then you get the basement downstairs and it faces green space. So I think for the size, you do have, I believe, the 9-foot ceilings on the main level, which is good. The green space, it all adds up. Like, I think the value's there, but it's just kind of the decor choices that may turn someone away. Who knows, though? Maybe someone loves it. This one here on Savaline is kind of a cute option. 3 bedrooms. I think this one's around 1,700 square feet. It's the new version of the Lindsay model. And it backs onto green space, and there is a lot of competition right now, up around $799 for single car garage detached homes, which is good because it's still a lot cheaper than it was a few months ago. But with that green space behind, I think this one's a pretty good deal. I drove past this home on the weekend and I thought, this little stretch on Savaline just south of Derry, to me, it looks good. I'm not usually a fan of busy roads. But there's just something about this area that I think has some charm. The other thing is, next to a double car garage, the next best thing is to have side-by-side parking in the driveway, and they have that too. So I like the positioning at $775, especially when there's so many up. It's $799. I haven't counted, but I'm guessing probably at least 10 sitting right around that number within a couple $1,000s. So here we go, Cook Crescent. This street is not known for having homes sell for 1.2 kind of thing. They're a little bit more, I don't want to say basic, but it's not known as a street that really kind of slams records. Now they do have some deep lots. This is 140 feet deep, and inside they've done a lot of nice work here. It's a solid layout. I think it's around 2,400 square feet. You have a balcony upstairs. I actually really like the photography here. You can tell they put a lot of effort and care into this home. And I say this all the time, you can't fake pride of ownership. But that right there, that's the money shot. And on a day like today where we're pushing 40 degrees Celsius, I can't think of a better time to list a home like this. The bushes that go around the concrete, there's a lot of care that went into this little cabana here with the seats all set up. I put one of these in my backyard. That's probably $5,000 worth of cabana right there. And looks fantastic. So there you go, 1.175. They're holding back on offers. And I think they have a chance. I think there's a lot of nice things about this home. You'll notice one in the list here on Marshall that's around the same size as this. Sold conditional at $950. They were at $999, didn't get action, $950. It'll be interesting to see. The dynamic in the market right now is the $1 million plus range has been probably the least affected by by the market shift. For some reason, there's still a good audience, and there's stuff selling over asking when there's townhouses just sitting around. Now, between about 1 million and 1.1, there's not a lot. We've got the one on Gosford right at 1.1. And even above that, there's some okay stuff, but this one I think will compete well, just not on size. It's going for quality instead of size. So there we go. That's the list. Thanks for watching. And if you want to get hooked up on some daily, actually not even daily, instant email notifications, let's say you want only 4-bedroom homes, only detached, or only condos, or country, or whatever it is, even in Milton or outside of Milton, we can set that up for you. It is the fastest way to get information. So when you're getting probably less than 6 months before you want to buy your house, getting hooked up on that, you'll get the information at the same speed or sometimes faster than agents know about these homes. So just email us if you want that, or you'll see on the site, actually be up there or over there, it'll say new listings by email. Just leave some information. We'll get in touch. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.